Hi, Mel. Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Sorry, guys.
Hi, Mel.
I was like upstairs. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go.
Oh, I had too much wine last night. Getting some hydration this morning.
Oh my god, I love it. I'm so jealous. I can't wait. I can't wait. You guys are gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, oh god, I'm so hungover. Although every weekend I say, if I never have a hangover again, I'll be happy.
Oh, honestly. Michael was away for the whole week, so he got home. He actually got grounded. Coming in. And so he ended up being like an extra 2 hours or something like that. So they couldn't land. So they landed in London and then they flew back in. Anyway, so by the time he got home last night, I had a glass of wine, like waiting for him. And then we were just so excited to see each other. We just kept drinking.
I love it. We had my cousin's wedding last night.
Oh, yeah. How was it? Oh my gosh. How was the weather?
Oh, scary. So scary. Like, it was tornado, like, right? So, yeah.
Wow.
All of a sudden, the skies turned completely green. And I felt a little bad for her because people were like, shit, should we go home? Should we stay?
Right.
But they all stayed. That was good.
It's an Aurelia wedding after all, right?
It was like a pure Aurelia wedding. So it was interesting speeches. Okay, so we have everybody but Erin, right? And Erin's in Italy. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Erin's not going to be able to get on. She messaged. They're out doing some touristy stuff. And so how's everybody doing? How's the week going? Good. Not so good. So when I was thinking this morning, I was like, I want you guys to be really honest on this call with like, how did it go this week? And did it go any better than last week? And if it didn't go any better than last week, then I think what we want to do is really commit to how to make it different this week coming than last week, like on this call. And that may look like putting some time aside today. Sometimes I feel like, oh, there's Mel. Hey, Mel. Sometimes I feel like we get on calls or we hear training and we take, the information down and we're like, oh, that's all great. And then all of a sudden it's next Saturday and we haven't implemented anything that we talked about the week before. And then we get on the call and we're like, shit, nothing's really moved. And essentially it's because we didn't take any action or enough action in a period of time for anything to change the following week. And what I have experienced recently is the things that are coming to fruition for me right now, like the PCs that I'm adding and the ICs that I'm adding are work that I've been doing over the last 60, close to 90 days. So that's not always the case. Like for whatever reason, this last 60 to 90 days has been, I've never tracked my success before, so I don't know if it's taken that long before. But now that I'm tracking it, I'm like, oh, wow, this is taking numerous touches and it feels like a longer period of time for people to make decisions about joining the business or not joining the business and becoming a PC. So with that being said, in order for me to achieve the goals I want to, it's just glaringly obvious that I just need more in the pipeline. And I felt like I've had lots. So the thought that I need more is like, oh my gosh, I guess I need to put more time and effort in. And I also want to just preface by saying that, these calls are because we all have like exponential goals to achieve in the next 6 months. And so we can't get exponential results with the same activity that we've been doing up until now, right? So I can sometimes get a little overwhelmed or confronted with more because I I often think, that I started this business so that I would have less um, going on in life. Like that it would be kind of, this part-time, do it when I feel like it gig. But as I grow in the business and learn from my mentors, it pretty much comes on like a full-time business at this stage, heading, past regional vice president maintenance numbers up to national vice president numbers. And I also just wanted to share that I watched a video, and I think Nat watched a video. It was for VPs only, but by the newest MVP. What's her name, Nat?
You know what? I can't even think. Hold on. I'll find out.
You find out while I'm talking.
Something, I think.
No, I'm not Margaret. It starts with an A, I think.
Alexandra.
Yeah.
Sauvé. Alexandra Sauvé.
Alexandra Sauvé. Look up her story. She's 30, and a new national vice president, started her business at 25. And she basically talked about her journey and how she got to national vice president and her title, losing her title, gaining her title back, her mindset around all of that. And she said, if you focus on maintenance, you're going to get maintenance just shy of it or just over it. And so when she was going for Nation, she said it couldn't be 160. Like the number just can't be 160, or you're always going to struggle to get to close to 160. And then when you become a Nation, you actually have to maintain that number, which if the number is 160, you're going to struggle. So if you're wanting to become an area manager, you need to be thinking of like how you get to region numbers. And then area just shows up. If you want to become a regional vice president, you need to be thinking of like bonusing region numbers, like the 60,000s to the 80,000s. I said to my sister yesterday, one thing I know for sure that I've done in this business is I've never focused on maintenance. Never. Not at one promotion level. And she kind of gave me a bit of a slam and said, well, wait till you get to Nation. I said, no, honestly, that video was really profound for me yesterday. I've never used my performance account once when I went region, or not, it was the month after GTC. I did 39,600, if you can believe it. I missed my full car bonus by 400 QV. Like that's just sheer laziness. I never used my performance account at any one of my management levels when I finally got out of my own way. And I've just never focused on it. I've never thought about, oh my God, how do I get to 40,000? I've only ever thought, how do I get to 60, which is bonus because it's an extra 720. So if you're looking to gain your title back at any level, or you're looking to get to a level, you need to be thinking of the next step above that level. I don't want to take away the celebratory thought of regaining a title, because that's this journey and there's so many people that go through that. But what she said yesterday was, it's not enough. It's not going to carry the day if you are focused on that, because that's what you're going to end up with. So her qual for Nation was 192 and her close was 198, 200,000 QV. And I was like, that's the number. Like, that's got to be the number. So then when I broke it down, I was like, ooh, that's a lot more people in the pipeline than I've been really focusing on. So for me, what I learned is, yes, I have some amazing momentum, some great people, 2 new business partners, a number of new PCs, lots of people I'm talking to, but I actually need to get really clear on my personal goals per month, no matter what, how many people I'm bringing into this business and how many people are being PCs, clients, or ICs. And really manifesting and really affirming on those goals and making them happen. Not just like, it would be a good idea to have a couple of business partners next month. Like, I have to go do whatever it takes to get 2 business partners a month for the next, 4 or 5 months direct to myself or within my central, right? So my new business partners help them get business partners, and then I get a new business partner, and then I help them get business partners. So I'm turning up the notches for sure. You guys saw I did sign a new business partner this week. I had a great week this week. It was busy. I was beating myself up because I didn't have gold bags out for next week. But then I realized, well, actually, I have 3 long distance potentials. So I actually sent out 3 RE9 kits. So the one with the business folder with the business information with the sample, one to Florida, one to Raleigh, North Carolina, and one out to Brantford in Ontario, which is a PC, because she was actually my first consultant, and she just stopped buying. So I've asked her to try the new product. But the 2 potential consultants have Zooms set up for them to go through the business presentation. So I'm actually going to take the acknowledgement of that's 2 gold bags essentially that are out of my 3. So that's where I'm at. And I have those meetings set up for next week, and then we'll see where we go. And I have a number of PCs ready to put orders in. I got to 700. I got to 1,500 new and QV with my 1 new IC. So I'm 1,000 away from the Picture This incentive, which my sister has been great, saying to me, you have to earn it. Like, she's been a really good drill sergeant around earning these incentives so that we can inspire you guys to earn the incentives. And my goal 100% is bonus in my central district still by the end of the month. And I feel like I'm on track for that. So that's enough about me and where I'm at. I want to hear really genuinely from you guys. And the last thing, sorry, I'll say is that the thing that's helping me the most stay on track for this is my 100-person list that I have organized that I review every other day. So my follow-up has become way tighter than it's ever been. And my daily self-care routine has become much more consistent on a regular. And I'm not going to lie, it's not every single day, but it's definitely 4 to 5 days out of 7. And that's what's producing the consistent results, the consistent mindset. So nothing new over here, just consistency on everything we keep talking about. So go ahead, whoever else.
I can go.
Okay.
Okay, so week actually went really well. I was able to reconnect with a girl who's in Australia, and we have a Zoom set up for Thursday night. And she's someone who a year ago, or maybe even longer, we've been basically chatting. And I just randomly reached out to her to check in, and I knew that she was going through some life stuff. And anyway, it ends up that she's been thinking about me in this business. She's not still 100% sure that it's a perfect fit, but she's in a place now where she has to figure something out. Either she stays in Australia or she comes home. And the only way she can stay in Australia is to make money. And so that's why we're going to have a conversation. And she's connected to a bunch of other Arbonne people there because of what she does. So she knows, she sees the success, all of that. So I'm actually super excited about that. I have another meeting with a girl who reached out to me to ask me about Arbonne. She wants to start this business. She was approached by someone, but is more connected to me, and so wants to do the business with me. So she was away in Mexico. So she's, we have a meeting on Monday, which is exciting. In terms of the bags going out last week and coming back in, I had 2 bags go out. I haven't gotten them back yet. They went out midweek. And that was kind of an interesting one. It was a one-on-one that this gentleman, this guy that I went to high school with, wanted to learn more about Arbonne. I was like, ooh, amazing. Awesome. I love when this happens. Anyway, he wanted to meet with me about Arbonne because he has a Primerica business and he wants me to basically buy life insurance from him. Anywho, I schooled him a little bit on, hey, when you're reaching out to, because he's brand new, when you're reaching out to someone to talk and you want to talk about business, just let them know that you want to talk about business. Yeah. Don't be like all super interested in their business. Anyway, he went home with a bag, and he'll probably be a PC. So I was less than successful in getting to my goal with PC sales. So I'm actually like going back and like rechecking in with everyone. And I was not successful in being able to solidify parties. So what that says to me, like I was like pretty sure that these people were going to do parties for me. And then what that says to me is you need to actually have 5 people that you're reaching out to rather than like your 2 specific people that you think are going to do the parties, which is a classic thing, right? You get focused on like 2 people specifically versus having lots of people in the pipeline. So I was a little bit disappointed about that because I was really sure that next week I was going to have a couple parties and that was going to be like my bing bang. But I'm feeling like really good about these 2 meetings that I'm having with these 2 people. And I just actually reached out to a bunch of PCs that I have that are not in Canada because of that whole, if the PC doesn't click on the email. And so that's actually why, like, that's how I've been reaching back out to PCs is, hey, I don't know if you know about this promotion, but I just learned that this is the case. Anyway, so I'm super optimistic. I will definitely we'll definitely get the pitcher incentive for sure. Like it's just a no-brainer. It doesn't look like that in terms of my numbers right now, but with having 2 new business builders join my business, which is essentially what I'm seeing happen, it has to happen. So and then definitely bonusing in my central district, of course, as well. So
awesome. Yeah. And just the one thing I want to say about PCs. So I've never taken a real strong approach to follow up with my PCs ever. It's always been like, oh shit, what PC can I reach out to at the end of the month to get where I need to get with my numbers? So what I took away from that RVP training, which you guys had the same with the area training with that crazy sales lady, was that you have to be in constant communication with them or you're going to lose them. And so I went into my web stats, and what I used to do too is I would just go in my phone and I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a PC. And then I'd send them a message. There was no structure or regiment to how I connected with my PCs. So I actually took them all out, put them on a separate follow-up. So I have my Excel spreadsheet that's the IC list, and now I have an Excel spreadsheet that is my PC list. And my PCs, I put their name and I put what their response was to me, if there was one, for this reach out. And I actually surprised myself. I have 36 of my own PCs. And then I have a whole bunch of PCs that I have gained from old ICs. So I haven't even touched that list. And I reached out to them all about Jump on June and whether they'd like to take advantage of that. And the nice thing is I did it last week and I scheduled it in my calendar to do it. And I did half of them and I still have half of them to reach out to. But there was like 3 weeks of being able to wait to hear back from them, talk to them, answer their questions, handle their objections versus 3 hours on the end of the month where I'm like, oh my God, I just need you to buy something, right? So I'm learning for any of you who haven't also really paid attention to your PCs that there's a follow-up system that will work to generate sales with PCs that's different from that of the IC. Sounds super rudimentary, but I think the more organized we are about our PCs, and then even from those PCs, who could be the host, right? And then have that host follow up. So, Nat, if that makes a difference to pull them out, extract them out of your phone and get them onto one piece of paper so that you can text or email or call or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just realized I just need to get really serious. It's like anything, right? It's a matter of getting really serious about it versus, oh yeah, that person hasn't, right? Like if it's in your head, right. Unfortunately, there's like a million other things in your head, right? So getting it out and organized, I think, is critical.
Yeah, and being more of an information provider. So Chris Otley said to me last week, I was like, I really need to get more clients. And she's like, well, rather than get more clients, why don't you change that to how can I be of more service with our amazing products to people? And I was like, oh, that's much nicer way to present that information. And so that actually allows for people to say no too. and I'm not attached to the PC ordering because I'm now connecting with them on a more regular basis where I'm just letting them know about things. I'm letting them know about new product. I'm letting them know about what I think they should try. And then, they're like, yeah, okay, great. Actually, I'm going to put my order in this weekend. And so if the order doesn't go in this weekend, I'm going to follow up with them Monday. Whereas in the past, it would be like, oh, they didn't order, on to the next, So managing a client base is something I have not really focused on, and they deserve that. It's a high-end luxury product that they're purchasing. It's a lot of money that they're investing in our products. I just see a lot more room for appreciation and support and information passing from us to them. So
Totally.
Good. Okay. And that's what's going to help get to the bonus.
Totally.
Is a combo of PCs and ICs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm always like so focused on ICs, and
Totally.
PCs eventually come. And it's not shocking that that's I'm the way that I'm that way. Anyway, so I'm super excited for this week and everything that's going to happen.
Okay, good. Who's up? Al, nice to see you.
I know. I've been on holidays and I was camping and we literally had zero service. Like my phone just said no service on it, so I can't.
Did you get a chance to watch any of the recording?
Well, I only got the one. The first one, I didn't get the second one, so I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I sent the second one. I can't remember.
I didn't get the second either.
Okay, I probably didn't send it. Sorry.
So yeah, I didn't do a ton of. But since I've been home, I got home Friday and I got 4 orders in. I haven't placed them today as a group order. And before I left, though, I did send a gold bag out, and she has also said she comes to party for me as well. So she's a newer person that I met through a friend. So she wanted a catalog and a gold bag, and I gave her some other samples, and she wants to host a party. I secured another party before I left.
Do you have a follow-up booked with her?
Yes, this week.
What day?
Yeah. Sorry?
What day?
Thursday at lunch.
Thursday at
So
lunch.
she's a friend of a friend, actually, Vicky, who was on my team. She actually approached Vicky, but Vicky doesn't sell it anymore.
Right.
So Vicky passed her on to me.
Fabulous.
So I don't really even know her. So, but Vicky's totally like, yep, she's all yours. So.
And between Friday, between when you gave her the bag and when you followed up, have you talked about the follow-up being of presentation style, or has she already seen the presentation?
She hasn't seen it, so it's more a product. So I will actually talk to Vicky about that and see where she's at. Basically, I don't really have any of her information as well. It's kind of all been through Vicky.
Okay. So what I'm getting at is if you can shorten the process between now and Thursday by getting the information, connecting with her, saying, not sure where you're at or how you felt about the product, but the other part of my job is to ensure you have all the information, both from the company, the business, and the product. Would you mind watching a 30-minute video before we meet on Thursday so that if you have any questions that might come up between now and then, we can address them on Thursday, rather than delaying it another week to get another follow-up to talk about what it is she wants to do, so that on Thursday you're going in with the intention of she's going to have questions for me to answer. She's either going to become a PC or she's going to want more information about becoming an IC, and I'll have another follow-up with her after that.
I'll reach out tomorrow.
Okay.
Or today. Actually, I can do that today.
Okay, good.
So what else do we have? So I have another party I planned as well for July the 9th, someone before I left.
Sorry, I missed something was going on with somebody's speaker. Say that again.
Probably mine, because my cat is behind me chewing on the wires. And I'm trying to make him stop, but he's not.
That's okay.
So yeah, July 9th, someone booked a party. She confirmed to host the party on July the 9th. I have a one-on-one on Tuesday night with a girl. And then, bless you. Is someone just sneeze?
It's Tom. He's having a sneeze attack in the back. It's okay.
And then
but bless you, Tom, from the group.
Bless you. So I've been doing a Wednesday night thing at my clinic. Just started this in June, like a 30 days healthy living, where I do that, but with Carrie's card party. I'm not going to do it this week.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to reschedule that this week. Stop it, cat. What else do I have?
And what is this 30-day Wednesday night event?
It's at my clinic. So I posted at my clinic. So it's more for like learning information about the 30-day program and how to be a healthier you. So then I did it the week before I left. and I only had one person show up, but that's okay. It's my first one.
Yeah.
And so I basically had each product out, and I talked about each product and the whole program. So she actually was weird, but she wanted to buy the 7-day cleanse, and I don't do shakes, but she bought the 7-day cleanse and the protein boost and a few things, but didn't do the whole program. But she's actually going to ask her friends too, though. And
amazing. So good. And so I would add in creating an intention around that night for yourself going forward. So, so if you're not doing it this Wednesday, but you're doing it the next Wednesday, start to write down how many people you want there, what kind of sales you want from that, and then build that over the following week so that you can measure the results against what your intention is.
Okay.
So too often we say, I'm going to host this event. I'm just going to see what happens. Right. And we don't really have we have a hope goal that something's going to happen, but not an intentional goal that something's going to happen. And an intentional goal doesn't mean that it's going to produce those results. But if there's an intention, it's more likely than just this hope that something's going to happen. Right.
Perfect. Yeah. And then I'm going to work on, so a lot of my ICs that I have are kind of in and out. So will make a list today of everyone, all their PCs, and I'm going to reach out to everybody this week based on with the new promotion and everything like that. So I'm going to do that today, make a list.
Great.
And this week I will reach out to everybody.
Okay. And so how many gold bags are you intending to get out this week for?
I'll get out two more. I'll get back to one. So I got the one-on-one on Tuesday anyways.
Yep.
2 gold bags.
And then two more new
right.
going out.
Right.
Okay. And how close are you to the Picture This incentive? What's your?
I'm just over 500.
Does that include the orders you have to put in today?
No.
So what's that total?
Oh, it should be good. I've got 5 shakes going out. A whole FC5, like the revitalizing the old line.
Yeah.
Makeup. It should be pretty good. I would say at least 500 to
500. Okay. So you're at 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And you need one IC over 250.
Right. Which, yeah.
Yeah. And then another 1,500 in 2 weeks.
No problem.
It sounds like you've got some momentum. Good. Awesome. Thanks, Mel. Nice to have you back. Okay, who's up? Jen?
Okay, I can be up.
Or Mel? Okay, good.
QB, why is the last week wasn't as I hoped for? But what it did is definitely did put me into more activity.
Okay. And why do you think it wasn't as you hoped for?
Just a rescheduled appointments, they didn't work, and keep putting it up into the coming weeks. So a meeting I had on.
So let me just ask, you were what you had scheduled that got rescheduled maybe wasn't enough activity to allow for rescheduling.
Can you say that again?
Yeah. So what you had scheduled that you thought would produce the results you're looking for the week, ended up getting rescheduled, and then you had nothing else to fill. You had no other potential in the pipeline to fill what got rescheduled.
Well, it got rescheduled of more information. So
right, but there was nothing else to fill the holes that got rescheduled.
No.
So what sounds like to me is there was like a dependency on what you had scheduled. And if by chance, which happens all the time, things get rescheduled, you don't have a backup.
No, did not have a backup.
Okay. So filling your pipeline a little bit heavier will probably allow for less blank space.
Yes.
Okay.
So You lost me. Where was I?
So just so I'm clear, if you had 3 follow-ups booked and they all got rescheduled, you may need to have 6 booked to get 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what else? So one new PC I got, she actually didn't even wait for me. She just signed up on herself, which was not ideal because she ended up with 149 TV. Like,
You know that you can fix that, right? If customer service can't support you, I can get support through VP support to change that order to over 150 if she wants to change up a product or add something in.
Okay.
It's not too late.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I
So
will
go
be
back
on that
to her.
today.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me know.
And another one who I kind of thought was going to be PC actually is coming now Wednesday to the car party.
Great.
So, and another bag is out. I gave that out Wednesday night at Camilla's.
Good.
So the follow-up is Wednesday. The only thing is like, it's a week in between, but we couldn't switch it any closer.
And what about so she saw the presentation at Camilla's, so you don't need to do that anymore.
No.
She has the product, so she's going to be on that for a week. And then she, and so really the follow-up is just where you at with, okay, good.
Yes.
I like that.
No, you lost me again.
Corinne, how's she doing?
Yes, she is on. We had a good conversation 2 days ago where she was like already like having the thoughts, well, I still have July. I'm like, stop right there. So going back into June, I'm like, you focus on June, you focus right now onto closing and get whatever you need to get in this month. So she was going to book a party. Been reaching out. She has guests as well, I believe, for the car party, right? That evening, I forgot her name, but she had a guest too, which was really intrigued. So that's the follow-up with her. I believe she's also coming to the car party.
Is that the follow-up, the car party, or is there another follow-up from Wednesday night?
No, that's she wanted to have like a little bigger picture too.
Sorry, your internet.
And
your internet.
She's an activity. So
sorry, your internet went out, Mel.
Sorry, you hear me now?
I can, but I just wanted to ask you the follow-up from Camilla's with the girl that Corinne brought. When is that happening?
She's coming to the car party.
You're back being a robot again. Okay.
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but it's in and out. Okay, what I'm hearing in all of your explanations is there's too much time in between presenting and follow-up and the next event. And I'm not suggesting that you don't need more events, more touches. Coming to the car party is fabulous. But
hold on, I wasn't finished with that.
Okay.
You didn't hear that part. So they are meeting already again on, I believe, Sunday or Monday, hopefully to sign her up, and then she's still coming.
Oh, okay. So, okay. And so you need to know exactly when that follow-up is and have her. So even my takeaway from our meeting last week was Corinne's brand new. So this is where, and your personality is also a little like, it's Monday or Tuesday, or it's 2 or 4. Your urgency around like solidifying times and dates will help you be less in the reschedule, move forward mode and getting things done closer to the first touch, the third touch.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's really work with Corinne on getting practice around specific times you know, that she has everything she needs. I mean, you guys know if she's capable of having that conversation on her own, I would highly recommend you be there either through video or on the phone, or unless she thinks she can do it on her own, but she's pretty new.
Yeah.
So you guys decide that, but yeah, it just needs to be a little tighter on when, and the confirming of that appointment the day before, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Good. Awesome.
What else? Yes, I got meeting Thursday, one-on-one booked, and a bunch of reach outs are done, but
Okay.
nothing confirmed yet.
Good. Yeah, and the car party is going to be amazing, right? I mean, that's something that I definitely have in my mind. That's like, okay, I think there's a lot of momentum being built up to the car party. Want to make sure that people that have people coming to the car party aren't expecting the car party just to be the deal signer. They're gonna get super inspired, but you're gonna make sure that they either have product before, or you're gonna have product to give them when they leave there, and you're gonna have to book specific follow-ups with them. Not very many people just come to a car party and say that night, okay, I'm in. Some people do. We can intend for that for sure, but be prepared for the process that needs to happen afterwards, the 4-month end. And so Mel, towards you've already hit the volume for Picture This, right?
Yeah, I need a PC.
You need an IC.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. And you know what, guys, this is going to be somewhat contradictory to things I've said in the past, but I've learned something around ICs and PCs and head office and what their intention is around these IC promotions. And sponsoring is down, right? So they're creating promotions like this to help us with ICs. Independent consultants, whether they do the business like we do the business or not, are always stronger repeat orders than PCs across the board as a percentage. So it's, even if you get a PC even if you get an IC that's maybe not going to do the business as strategically as we do it, but you really think they think they have potential, 2, they like the discount and the options, and they like the thought of the business in the future, don't hesitate to sign those people as ICs, 1, to help earn your incentive, and 2, to leverage on the statistic that they're more consistent orderers as independent consultants than PCs. So just keep that in the back of your mind. You can tell the difference between a PC and an IC. I mean, the PC is never going to have any interest in doing the business. And so you want them to have advantages of free shipping, free gifts, ASVPs, rewards, etc. But if there's a thought of the IC and they're just kind of like a dip their toe in the water IC, proceed as an IC sign up without the flair of I've just signed my next ACE. Right? So don't kid yourselves that they're going to be an incredible business partner, but earn that incentive and earn it because they definitely want the IC benefits. Okay. So in the past, I've said, no, if they're not going to do the business full on, move towards a PC. But the feedback I got from my sister, which came from head office, was you're actually more inclined to get better, consistent reorders from an IC than a PC. So let's go with what head office knows is the truth versus my opinion. Okay, who's up? Is that it, Mel? Okay, good. Thank you. Jen.
That IC information was timely for me. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So last week I had a better week than the week before. Actually, it was a good week. So, I mean, I did have a follow-up and they weren't interested for now, but that's okay.
In anything?
Sorry?
In anything? They weren't interested in anything?
They ordered one thing.
Okay.
So I didn't even sign them up as a PC actually.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, but keep the follow up. I'm actually trying to organize my spreadsheet as well right now. It was all the info was in there, but it was a bit of a mess. So a bit of an eyesore. So I've actually got one So I found last week I was actually just going out more, like for drinks and catching up with people. 3 people out of that, I mean, with the intention of talking about the business, I just didn't tell them that.
Yeah.
But it came up very naturally, and all 3 of them said, we're willing to at least hear more. Like, not sure if it's for us, but at least like show us the presentation.
Awesome.
So we'll book those. And then I
So
haven't.
you didn't book them with them when you were with them?
No, I did not.
Okay, so that's something you want to take on going forward. When someone says, yeah, I'm totally open, be like, okay, what works best for you?
Yeah.
Meeting again in person next week, or would you like to come to an event, or would you rather just sit in the comfort of your own home and I can present online?
Yeah.
And then getting that in your calendar then.
Right. I did ask actually 2 of them to the car party and they couldn't do Wednesday, but you're absolutely right. I should have just grabbed a date.
Yeah, and that's the other thing we want to just be careful of is that we don't think, the car party is going to be amazing, but it's not the only way to get people to join your business or listen about the business, right? So if they say no for the Wednesday, okay, what about the Tuesday? What about the Thursday? Right?
Yeah. And then I found I had to get a bit creative, similar to the party thing. I thought I had 2 people. One was my mother-in-law. Sorry, my husband's right there. Who has been saying for many months. And I was quite clear. I was like, this is the month I need a favor. Like, you have your bridge thing anyway. I'll come. I'll make it fun, blah, blah, blah. So they were over last night. And she's got a bit of a flood thing, bit of an excuse. So I was like, I can't keep beating this. I mean, at some point she will. But it's not happening in June. It's quite clear it's not happening in June. And I've asked many times. So I found I went, our school has a fun fair, and I did ask about doing a vendor table. Couldn't do it there. And I was like, this is crazy. There's a lot of moms. There's got to be a way to showcase stuff. So I went to a lady that runs the daycare that my kids used to go to a million years ago. And we just started chatting. And then she said, why don't you just come into our area and set up a table? So I did that yesterday. Awesome. Got a PC and 500 QV of sales. So that was way better than I expected. And maybe a potential. So I just thought that I was kind of proud of myself for just taking it and being a little bit more creative with it. Ultimately, I'd like her to see the presentation. So when I drop off her order, I'll ask her about that. So I've actually earned I've got the QV for the picture, but I do need the IC.
Okay.
And, the other thing I should add, and then I've got one question, is in my goings out, one of my IC who started in February has not ordered anything since March, like not even done her 150 PQV.
Okay.
And yesterday, so I was talking about the business and how the team is kind of going gangbusters, and she put her first order in yesterday for 500 QV. So she'll be a slow burn, but hey, that's okay. So yeah, I'm just kind of doing reach outs. But the one question I had was, I've got an IC, a friend of mine that wanted to join in May, got really busy, wanted to join in June. She's a teacher. So we had a meeting last week. She had to cancel it. She's like, look, the end of school's bananas. I'll do it in July. I've got more time in the summer. So
teachers, awesome.
Yeah.
The most time in the world, and they're the busiest people.
I know. And she may be one of those ICs that dip her toe in. So that was really good advice. Just sign her up. But how do I get her to do this literally June 28th, 29th, 30th without it looking so self-serving?
Oh, just tell her.
Yeah.
Just say, listen, I have an amazing incentive being offered to me in my business. I know that you have tossed the idea back and forth of becoming an IC, but timing hasn't been awesome. Would you consider registering your business this month, getting yourself some of the product to get on before we really look at launching your business in July?
Yeah. Okay.
Be straight. Yep.
Cool.
I say it all the time to my PCs. I have an amazing incentive that I have the opportunity to earn. I know you've talked about placing an order. If it's something that you can do this month, that would really benefit me. And they're like, oh, sure. If it makes a difference this month, absolutely.
That actually might dovetail to my second. So I've got 2 ICs. They've both been in and out. They're very fragile, I'll say.
Yeah.
I've got a huge gap still to close area this month, like 10 plus. I will need a bit of support. So how do you position that with them without completely freaking them out? Like looking for you to do some activity here, but
Yeah, I mean,
for so long.
Yeah, so the conversation really is, my impression is that you are not really looking to build this business aggressively, and I certainly don't want to push you because I appreciate everything and anything that you do. Do you have any motivation to, to do more than you've ever done to support this area? And if the answer is no, I totally get it. And if the answer is yes, then I'm here to help you. And you just have to be open to them saying yes or no.
Okay.
There's a good chance they're a no. If they're not already kind of jumping on board, but you can't make them or force them.
No.
Even I've seen it, and Erin would tell you this. And this woman Alexandra Sauvé will tell you this too. We have to start to get away from this like panic of making it happen in a month and actually just doing the do on a consistent basis for the QV to show up. And it was a really big eye-opening moment for me, which is very different than our downline has positioned our closes in the past, because the stress of maintaining it is worse than the stress of trying to close it when you don't have the team or the people or the support or the QB. Mm-hmm. And you have to look at it like a business. You just have to look like, yes, and there is magic, and there are things that can show up in this business that typically might not show up in any other kind of environment. But really, you have to look at like, okay, so what if it took me another 2 months? And I was actually at 15,000 and it closed like a cinch. And then my bonus was right around the corner, versus how do I get 10,000 QV to close this with no team and then maintain it? So I would just encourage you to go look for new PCs, ICs, and just have the intention of getting to that 10,000, because it can absolutely happen with new, but banking on the old is not a high vibrational energy state to be in to help you build a business going forward.
For sure.
Yeah.
And part of it was I do have this potential IC, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you need like 5 potential ICs between now and the end of the month, and one of them or 2 of them to say yes. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So having one is going to create more pressure and anxiety too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I would honestly release any expectation or hope or desire around your current team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so you are already over the 2,500. You just need the IC.
I see.
Okay, good. Got time to work on that. Okay, Christine or Chalet?
I can't see. I'm not on speaker view, so I don't know if Chalet's putting her hand up or no.
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead, Christine.
Okay. I'm just going to move away because my kids are downstairs making a ruckus. So sorry I missed last week, guys. I was just actually out in Halifax in the East Coast for a week. So a little bit of a disappointing week in the sense that I had leads ready that I'd been working on for a while out there through friends of friends here in Montreal. And I went to everybody before I knew I was going out there and said, who do you know out there? I want to meet people. These are the days I'm available. Nothing panned out yet, not to say it won't, but I didn't get a chance to connect with them in person, which was kind of disappointing because personality and body language definitely does sell a little bit more than over the Zoom calls if we can do it. So I'm going to follow up with my friends to at least get the contact info for their friends who were out there to see if I can touch base with them. So that was a little disappointing, but some fun stuff happened so the week before I went away, I signed a new IC. He was actually my Uber driver. So from last month when I went in and out of Toronto, I've been just prospecting anybody, and he came to Camilla and Suzanne's DA here in Montreal 2 weeks ago. and signed up right away. Now he's been sick since I saw him. So I sent him a follow-up yesterday to say, like, we got to put your order in, like, let's do this. So he was actually out of town last week for his other business. And Natalie, I have to tell you, he's actually in Primerica too. So I was really laughing at that. I thought it was pretty funny. But no, he's not trying to sell me life insurance. So he's super excited about the business. So I have my new IC. Once he puts his order in, he will qualify for the Picture This. When I was flying back on the plane yesterday, I had done reach outs while I was out east to I'm pretty much halfway through my PC list. And one of them got back to me with an email I had sent her like 2 months ago when we launched after GTC and everything was on super clearance. She finally wrote me back and was like, okay, I want the new RE9 kit and I want the resurfacing pads. So that was on the plane when that happened. That was super fun. Another reason why I just love this business, because I was flying home and I got a huge order. So that was really good. So that'll put me around, I'm just waiting to find out what her free gift is, or it would have already been in because I did the order last night. But that'll put me just under 1,000 PQV. So Picture This is totally happening.
Okay.
For sure. I'm still going with bonus. But I've moved on from my old team, Christy, as you know. So mine is all net new. I've circled back with everybody on my team to let them know this month that, hey guys, I know you have PCs yourself. Please let them know. And most of them have their family members as their PCs. And I said they all qualify for the June incentive as well. So if they want, order. If not, I'm moving on. So whatever comes of that, comes of that. So this week, which was all derived while I was out east, I have a package going to BC, which I'm going to mail tomorrow. One of the girls I used to go to university with. I have 2 new coffee dates. So these were people that I ran into in the grocery store the week before I went. And the one girl, Farah, she works in banking now and had just had her first baby and really does not want to go back. So we hit it off instantly. And so we're going to meet this week, touch base. I'm going to bring her some product. And then my plan is to get the business in front of her shortly after so she can decide whether or not it's for her. Worst case, she's going to be my PC. I'm bringing a guest to the DA here in Montreal on the 22nd. And that's going to be a second touch point with her. She's the one who I'm bringing the product to this week, the RE9 bag, as well as the baby line. And then I haven't done so, and I should have already, but I haven't followed up from the leads that I got from the event. I did a massive community garage sale about 3 weekends ago now. And I did some sales there, but I want to follow up with some of the leads there because there were some people interested in coming to my next makeup event. And I need to do the PC Excel sheet because I've been going through. I'm kind of like you, Chrissy. I just scroll through my phone. And I'm like, oh, there's a PC. Oh, there's a PC, and message them. But it's not as consistent as it needs to be. I'm in a little bit of a quandary. So for the car party, I have 6 people, including myself. I've bought 4 tickets because I'm just going to be totally honest with you guys. In my head, I think 2 probably they've said they're coming, but they're really flaky and they've always been flaky. So I'm like, they're probably not going to come. But that's why I have, so all 5 guests have confirmed. So I'm not sure if I get 2 more tickets and then create the stress around it, or do I just leave it and be like, yeah, I have 4 tickets and whoever comes, comes. I'm not really sure.
What does your gut tell you?
My gut tells me 1 for sure is not going to come, but 1 for sure not going to come. The other one I'm sort of like 50-50 on. Like, she's the one. So just to backtrack, you guys will remember she was the girl who said she was in a while ago, like instantly, and then went MIA. And I was like, why didn't I take her credit card?
Right.
So she's been messaging me through Instagram last week, which was awesome because I thought she was like gone to the wolves. Like that was it. She said she's leaving for Greece this week, but she'd really be interested in the event. So I told her, I'm like, okay, great. I bought you a ticket. These are the event details. You're right downtown. Anyway, she lives at Spadina and King. So it's super easy for her to get there. So I'm really just going to keep messaging her and saying, just confirm I have you a ticket. Can you just let me know? Because it's a sold out event now.
So what does your gut tell you? Get 4 or keep the 4 or get 2 more?
I don't know.
Well, you do.
I think I would say stick to the 4.
Okay. then
I would
that's what
say
you do.
stick to the 4, but then that goes against me because I like being like super prepared. And what if
Well,
5 show up?
Yeah, but I think what you've got to stay in tune with is what your gut's saying, and then what you're trying, like what you're pushing to create.
Okay.
Right? Which is
Yeah.
negative.
So instantly the tickets were released and I bought 4 and I had no clue who was coming, but I set
Good.
the intention that for sure I'm having 4. And now that I have 6 on the list, it's just awesome.
Awesome. And
So, okay.
and so if you get the confirmations that you feel like getting 2 more is going to make the difference, then we'll get 2 more. There will be cancellations. There will be people that sell tickets at the last minute. So don't think about not being able to get those 2 tickets.
Okay. I'm going to follow up with everybody today just to remind them that it's like this week, so I don't have anybody saying, oh, I completely forgot.
And one thing you're going to need to do, Christine, is because you are fabulous at generating activity. You're fabulous at generating energy and excitement. And then there's follow-up required afterwards that, either doesn't happen with as much urgency or with as much precision.
Totally.
And you're going to have to make that a priority. With 5 or 6 people coming to the car party, like that night, you need to have it in your calendar for within the next 3 to 5 days when you're touching base with all of them. And make it a phone call, make it an online call, leverage technology to shorten the window of time.
Okay.
Don't be afraid of Zoom to do business, guys. We have to learn how to get more effective online instead of getting in our car, traveling to traffic, this, that, and the other thing. It's just not enough time.
Well, this one's not going to work for me anyways. They're all in Toronto. So
Okay. Wow.
I don't have a choice.
Yeah. And
so,
if you need more support on that, like you want me on some of those calls with these people, take advantage of whatever you have.
Okay.
That's a lot of potential in the pipeline this week.
Yeah,
and just being super straight with you, you always have a lot of potential, and the result is less than what the potential is every time.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to figure out what this gap is, because you have no problem talking to people, no problem booking events, no problem getting product out. And the activity that you plan and that I hear all the time far exceeds 10,000 QV on a regular basis, but we're missing something. Okay.
Yeah, I need the golden nugget. I feel like that too.
I think you just lose focus.
The follow up. Yeah, I think it's a follow up.
And I think there's a fear around it. And I'm not going to talk about the Primerica guy right now, but even that, like, if he's really excited about the business, why didn't he put his business order in the day that he signed up? Right. Are we really sure we're attracting people who are, like, is he giving up Primerica for Arbonne? Does he want to try and do both? Do you know that at the VP level you can't do both?
Mm-hmm.
Does he know
that?
I
told him that.
Okay.
I told him that. Yeah. I made that very clear.
Okay, good. Okay. So let's work on that together, maybe offline. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cholet.
Hi, guys. It's been very loud in my house, so I was trying to not have that overtake, and the children are incoming. You're fine, Dante. So the last 2 months back to back, I was within about 3,000 QV of bonusing, and it didn't happen. And that really has been something I've been thinking about, like my gap. And obviously we talked about the bigger gap. And I've known that I need to focus on 2 ICs a month. I've heard it. I have seen it in a lot of trainings. It's been in the back of my mind, but it hasn't been manifesting. And so part of it is I took a look and said, okay, I think part of the problem is I've been kind of going to the same markets, my warm market or my lukewarm markets. And I really need to find new activity, because that's sort of tapped out and the gap is not gotten any smaller. And the team I have is awesome, but they even the ones who are superstars, I've had this month different people talk to me about their wavering, even the rock stars. So it's like, okay, that happens, and I get it. It's thoughts that cross my mind on occasion too. So I understand where it comes from. It's usually like, well, we all know what it is. So anyway, my intention this month was to start saying yes to things that even if I didn't want to do them, I would show up in the hopes that I would meet new people and expand my network. Last weekend, I did a whole bunch of things that I wouldn't have necessarily done. One didn't yield any results. The next one, I think I've got a bunch of people interested as PCs, but not one person feels like a good, I see potential, but she canceled meeting me this week. So we've now hopefully are meeting. Well, she said she's going to come on Monday to see me because she actually works in my building, but not for me, which is great because I can actually talk to her about the business. And she seemed interesting. And then I don't know what happened. She canceled. Can you turn that down a little bit, please, Claudia? Yeah, it's your machine. So anyway, that should happen on Monday if she doesn't cancel again. So, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to send her a note saying, look, can't wait to see you tomorrow, a little bit later today. But my activity this week, so yesterday at the park, I met somebody who I think would be fantastic, and I'm bringing her some samples because she's really into nutrition and she's a trainer. So I said, okay, I'm going to get you some shakes and some stuff. She said, great. And she had to run off to her daughter's recital. But hard actual things in my calendar this week, which is key. I have one of my ICs has signed a new IC, so I'm doing the welcome to the team kind of get started Zoom today. Just waiting on, there's a couple times, just finalizing it. I have a guest tomorrow for the DA. Tuesday, I'm hoping to, so last night, also as part of my Expand My People I Don't Know network. Yes, Dante? Okay, you watch your Woody. Sorry, Toy Story, it's very important. And I reached out to 10 people on LinkedIn that I don't know at all last night, and I woke up to 3 responses, one saying I want more information, so I'm trying to set up a Zoom. I've offered tonight, but I have a feeling it'll be Tuesday. I had one person say, I'm not interested in Arbonne. Good job. You watch your movie. I don't want to watch. Mommy's okay. I'm on a call. And then a third person just asked some questions, and so I answered specifics. So she's a maybe. Wednesday, the cart party, I have 2 confirmed guests, plus I have 5 maybes, who are all the type of people who don't want to commit to anything in case something better comes up. Mm-hmm. But now that it's like Sunday, they'll probably be closer to committing. Welcome to Toronto. And Thursday, I'm doing my bi-weekly DA at my place. I don't have any guests yet. I don't think any of my area does either, but I'm going to keep holding them with the intent that they're going to happen. And then a guy was supposed to be back from the Philippines on Thursday. He extended his trip, but we've confirmed a one-on-one June 27th. So that just happened this morning. So there's things going on. Mm-hmm. Good pipeline is moving, but there's no, if you look at my PQV or any of it, not awesome.
Yeah. And it just sounds like you finally got super straight with yourself about what you've been saying you need to do. And then now you're actually doing it. So I mean, it's just so, that's just the way it goes. We think about, oh gosh, so what I'm doing isn't working. I should really be doing this, but then we just think about that. And then once we take that action, the stuff comes. So amazing. Great realization and great to take activity and something you do too, which is fabulous. But also could create a little bit of stress is similar to Christine. You have these moments where you have breaks in like the reaching out or the, the connecting, and then you're like, and then I reached out to 10 and then 3 got back to me and now I have 5 people coming and then right. So, I love it. And I know you two are crazy busy. So, don't stop, but also let's try and
be more consistent.
Be a little more consistent so there's not these peaks and valleys for your own stress. I know
sanity.
You get it done in the end, but then you have to revitalize. Then you have to get past the exhaustion. Then you have to get past, in Christine's case, the physical illness that's, took over her body for months. So yeah.
Yes. I will say this, all of this is simultaneously happening on Tuesday in my day job. This thing I've been saying, I've been so busy with budgeting and all this stuff at work, but Tuesday comes to a head. I present to the COO. Right. I'm a little bit stressed about that.
Yep.
I'm a little bit like, oh, great week to be really busy. And so, it's Father's Day. So my kids are actually going to see their dad, and that's great because I actually will just spend the whole day working and on both businesses. But the other thing, and I forgot to tell you this when we had our call, I started doing some meditations in the morning.
Good.
which I'm really enjoying. It doesn't happen every day.
Nope.
I'd like it to happen every day. Realistically, they sometimes wake up before I've woken up, and then I don't get a chance to.
Yeah.
But I find that my days are way better on the days that I do it.
Totally.
I don't mean way better in Arbonne. I just mean in general.
In general.
Yep.
Please, please, please give yourself some time to meditate on Tuesday before your big day with your COO.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Like I've actually realized the same thing. My results in my days and my mind are just way better after I start my morning that way. And I've gotten to a point now where I'm like, when I have a one-on-one or I have something to do with that's really important that I'm highly intentional around, I'm like, I need my hour. I need it. Like, otherwise I'm throwing opportunity into the wind.
Yeah.
So,
And also I'm speaking at the car party, which gives me, not speaking doesn't give me anxiety, but I haven't had a chance to write out what the hell I'm going to say.
right.
So I've got to figure that out at some point.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit, because I've never been to a car party. So I actually don't know what people usually say.
Yeah. Well,
So that's interesting.
sharing your journey thus
Yeah.
far, sharing how you got introduced to the business, like your why, kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
And then sharing what it's been like to be a part of the region celebration and the achievement. And
Okay.
really what you want to leave the guests feeling.
Right. Carrie asked me to mention how busy I am and that I'm still doing it.
Totally.
So I'll somehow incorporate that. But I also worry that it can intimidate. People are like, oh shit. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's inspiring.
Your story is gonna hit home with some people and not with others, and others will hit home with others. You won't be able to touch everybody. Don't worry about that. Just speak from your heart and what your story is.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap up because I've got my dad waiting for me for breakfast upstairs. But thank you. It sounds like I feel like I'm like, we have so much going on. I feel like I had a fizzy. So I love your energy. Thanks for giving it to me today. And let's get really precise and really intentional about what's happening this week. It's a massive week with lots going on. So let's bang out some ICs, PCs. Let's all make this incentive happen by next Sunday. Okay. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.